Max Rashbrook has been igniting the conversation about inequality. It comes at a time when the income gap in New Zealand is becoming worse as the years progress. Locally in New Zealand, it's been widening over the past 3 decades, and now New Zealand has one of the fastest growing income gaps in the world.
In the last 30 years or so, we have had one of the biggest increases in the gap between the rich and the rest of any developed country. And the way income is handed out in New Zealand is pretty similar to how it's handed out in Britain, for example. So we're not the egalitarian country that we used to be.
But that doesn't look likely to slow down in the coming years.
I think inequality is set to get worse. It's been stable for the last few years because the global financial crisis hit some of the top incomes quite hard. But I think what you're seeing now is that incomes are picking up again at the top and people are still struggling at the bottom.
September 20th may see a new change in government. Mr Rashbrook believes inequality will be an important topic leading into the election.
I think it's really going to be a focus because immediately after a crisis, people aren't worried about what's going on in the rest of the country, they're just focused on surviving. But when you get to a situation like we have now, where the economy is picking up, but a lot of people aren't seeing that in their own pay packets, they're starting to say, well, where is the income going?
Compared to the rest of the country, Canterbury is in a unique position with the rebuild. Mr Rashbrook says while he's been talking to the locals in Christchurch, many raise concerns about the toll the rebuild will be taking on increasing inequality.
Even just in the way like the rebuild plan focuses on big commercial things that you have to pay to get into, and doesn't seem to be a lot for people who don't have money. And there seems to be more emphasis on protecting property wealth than making sure that there are jobs for all local Cantabrians.
Emma Cropper, CTV News.